All right. Looks like here we go. This is our first episode of Who Let You In Here? And today we are going to be doing pork sliders. We did a pork roast yesterday, and very nice. Came out very nice off the grill, very slow cooked. But when you thin slice it and you sit there and start treating it like the way you do Philly cheesesteak, it turns even cooler. It requires just doing it in butter, a little bit of onions, and depends on what kind of bread. I don't use like rolls. The bread I tend to drift toward like either sourdough or English muffins. So it just kind of depends on like where you're exactly like at on your bread spectrum. But that's just all up to the individual. The one thing I've always disagreed with, I don't think bagels belong on as a sandwich item. I just don't think they do. I mean, there's too much squishiness that you have to bite down on, and I don't get why. I love bagel places. Like, don't get me wrong. I like, and everything bagel is fucking like the cat's meow to me. But there's some of it that just like sits there and like ugh. It's like, oh my god, all my sandwich just like fucking just gooped out the side whenever I bit into it. So it's just kind of independent upon the individual. But that's just all you. Now, before we get into that, we have to sit there and start getting prepared. There we go. Let's see, what are we going to do first? Is this smokable? No, it's not. So when you're doing a pork loin, a slow long cook, in my opinion, is the best option because it keeps it soft and it keeps it juicy, and at the same time you still get that lovely flavor. Especially if you throw a light amount of wood chips. Ooh, I'm kind of herby. If you throw a slight amount of wood chips in there, it's really great. Do I always do that? No. Are there certain meats that I definitely throw wood chips in with? Yes. But again, this is all just dependent upon the individual and where your tastes lie. I mean, some people it's like the way Scotch is. Like, there's some people who really don't like peaty Scotch because it has that really super heavy, earthy, woody flavor. And there's some people who only like Scotch because they like that flavor. So, I mean, you got to kind of gauge, what the audience is of who you're going to be working with. But again, sometimes I'll just get a wild hair up my ass and just bring nothing but fucking like Lafroig Scotch out to a party, and it's just like, fuck you. If you want to fucking drink with me, you have to drink this, and you have to taste the boots of the person who cut the peat 13 years ago. So it depends on if people are going to appreciate it or if you just want to be a fucking dick. So, So anywho, on this channel we're going to be doing it's going to be like food, cigars, cheese, I don't know. I might get a wild hair up my ass and do like reviews on fucking like drugs. I don't know. But right now it's focused mostly on that. I mean, I spent long enough selling alcohol to where I can sit there and talk about alcohol all day long because I'm a fucking booze nerd. But it'll be lots of fun. And yeah. So let's start getting down on what we're working with here today. I don't need to fucking smoke that whole bowl right now. I'll get too stoned to cook. Yeah, I'm kind of a conservative weed smoker. I don't smoke that much. Smoke these though. Yeah, good cigars. This is one of the Cherry Jubilee. This is called the Cuban Delight, a Cherry Jubilee. We get these from a cigar catalog place that like wholesales to stores, and you get like stupidly crazy deals. This normally would be a stick that sells for, I want to say like at least $4 to $7 at least. We get them the way we get them in wholesale. We get them for like 38 cents a piece. That's what that fucker looks like. Here, where's my camera? Quit being stupid. Here, focus on that. Focus. I'd be using my computer, but my computer's being stupid, and so I'm just using it to play Eamon Tobin right now. Anyways, this tastes really fucking good. It has a light, dry cherry flavor to it, which I really appreciate because it doesn't. You know, you can get sweeter cigars if you want, but it's like the difference between sweet wines and dry wines. You can sit there and decide which of what is going to sit there and actually really fulfill what you're looking to accomplish. But this right here, it's kind of like a drier sweet wine, almost like a fall wine, like a late summer wine, kind of like a dry Zinfandel. I don't know. It depends. Again, cigars are like wine and cheese. I mean, it depends on how fucking dry or how fucking strong you want the flavor to be. You know, Pinot Grigio tastes a whole lot like feet, in my opinion. But I don't know. There's a quality to that tanginess that you kind of want. And I'm not going to sit there and go and like, you know, say like, look, I haven't drank my own pee. Because I have. Now, I didn't do it by knowing I was doing it, but that's a whole nother story. We'll get into that later on in later episodes. But right now, we're not talking about drinking pee. We're talking about doing Philly sliders and smoking cigars. So, lick this thing. Lick this thing like a guy's dick. I don't know, you can lick a clit like this too, but generally it's like clits generally don't get that big unless people are on like they've been pumping them up and then they're on like a shit ton of testosterone, which is kind of like a two-way street because like they're super horny, female to male transsexuals, when they're on a bunch of testosterone, but they're also extremely fucking moody and like sometimes like 50% of the time they get like super fucking like aggressive and they'll start fucking like, you know, getting violent. And so it's like how much do you really want that you know, like All right, got this going. Let's take another sip of Cabernet. Okay, now that we got that going, let's start getting out the stuff that we're going to be using for our pork steaks. I had this thing professionally sharpened. This thing is so great. It's technically a first responder tool. The handle of this thing is so goddamn heavy. This thing actually weighs like about like 3 pounds, and it's got the seatbelt cutter, the windshield breaker, and then this blade itself is just thick as fuck. This is like a really good beater knife. Like you can use this like for tool stuff all you want to. It's a Smith & Wesson. They call it the Border Guard. Like it's a heavy ass fucking knife, but if you treat it nice and you keep it well oiled, the thing is just like slick like butter. And yeah, it's one of my favorite knives. I use it for cooking all the time, which kind of weirds people out whenever you go out to campouts because they're just like, you know, I used to call it the magic murder knife. But you can sit there and actually like have like a shit ton of fun with it. Actually cooking with it, I mean, it's not as bad as the other knife I used to take camping. Let's get up here and look. This guy right here. Where is it? Come on, camera. Find my knife. Here it is. Why don't I just fucking fold it up? I'm smarter than that. I should be smarter than that, but I'm not. Anyways, yeah. This right here was also. So this right here was also professionally sharpened too. There's these truck stops that have these like guys that just sit there at a station and just sharpen knives for you for like $5 a piece. And yeah, like there's a lot of people who are like, well, you should know how to sharpen your own knives. I'm like, you know what? I've got shit to do. Granted, it's like a Zen thing. It's like shining your boots. I get that. But like, you know what? I'm just going to pay the guy that's been doing it like every day, all day, for like the last 30 years. I think I'll just pay him to do it for me for like, you know, really quick. And just, I'll get like a fucking, like the sharpest goddamn fucking, I mean, there's a reason I got a fucking, yeah, that happened the other day. I was cutting up stuff for this chowder that I made. Cutting up some picanha steak. And then, you know, it's greasy meat and I'm working with like an extremely sharp knife. And then it slips and then like literally a chunk of skin like the size of a pea came off of my fucking finger. I bled like a stuck pig. Like my finger would not stop bleeding for like literally like almost like a day, and finally stopped. And now I'm down to the small bandage. I was working with the big bandage because that was the only thing that would stop the blood. But anyways, so that's, you know, there's ups and downs to working with extremely large, you know, like it didn't hurt because my knife is so sharp. That was the cool part about it, you know. It just fucking happened and it was just like, oh, fucking duck, what did you just do, you idiot? But if you're able to deal with it reasonably, it's not too bad. It's just like the first day you really can't get that hand wet because like you know, I've got like so much fucking gauze and fucking tape and bandages around that, trying to sit there and stop the blood from fucking going through. I need to pick up Styptic is what I need to do. Styptic is a good item to have, especially, you know, because I don't get cut very often. I mean, the last time I got cut was when I got into a knife fight with my ex, but you know, so anyways. we're getting out the goodies here, which means I'm gonna strip off some of my gay things, my accoutrements. Let's see here. Okay, let's take off the big ring. See, if we learned anything from cutting our finger off, almost cutting our finger off, it's fucking pay attention and don't have shit on your fucking hands. You stupid fucking faggot. Okay. Yeah, I'm allowed to say that all I want. It's my word. I've earned it. I've sucked so much dick. Like I'm allowed to say faggot all I want. Okay. We got... Okay. Oh, here's our loin. Hey, hi, Mr. Meat. You at? Here you are. Pork wrapped in bacon. So we're gonna slice this shit super thin. And we're gonna do it in a pan with butter, because pork and butter are like best friends, and they should be together. Let's see, let me put this fucking thing. Oh god, which knife am I gonna use? First, I need to get my fucking rings off the cutting board. Get your rings and get your fucking fishnets off the cutting board, you fucking stupid idiot. Let's see. Then we also need to think about which pan we're going to use. I think I'm going to use one of the larger flat ones. I like this one. This one's always really nice. It's one of the newer ones. There's some that are kind of shitty, but I don't throw them away just because it's like if I want to sit there and like deep fry something and like just like, you know, not gunk up a really nicer pan, I'll just sit there and use the shittier pan. So that's kind of like, I don't know. It's like it's just like, well, you know, I could throw that out, or I could turn it into a planter. Like it's like that kind of shit. Okay, now we need... First, we need to make sure our cigar is still going. It's not. Motherfucker. This is what I get. Oh, goddamn, why aren't you doing that? You know, you should be better at this right now. There we go. Ugh. You know, this feels more legit, but it's still, whenever you do something like that, it looks like people who vape and they put out those fucking dragon clouds, like those douchebag clouds. Like, I don't know, but cigars just feel classier. We'll do a video later of the whole humidor setup, where I've got like, there's like 4 humidors that I'm in care of. It's a lot of cigars. We got a lot of cigars here. Like it's cigars, wine, cheese. There's a very weird particular interest field. Liquor. I mean, I spent way too long as a booze nerd, so it's like, yeah, keeping it chill by just like drinking wine is kind of like been my stop break. And these right here don't make me fucking like feel like shit like cigarettes do. And plus they're classier. And they taste good. But we will talk about all the Thompson cigar stuff later on in a different video. Right now, though, we gotta make us some fucking sandwiches. Alright. Put that thing down. Let's see if I don't cut my finger off. Use that knife. Where's the other knife? And that'll work. Okay. So we want this fairly thin, honestly. Because this is bad perspective. Nobody likes that. Back phone. Bad angle. You can't even fucking see me. All you can see is my fucking gut. Yeah, that's better. Alright. I should probably grab a fork. And I just fucking sat there and farted around with the phone forever before I had to have my shit together. Drawer. It's all hammers. You don't want anything from the drawer full of hammers. Not for this. I want the drawer full of sharp things. Let's see if this looks better. Find out. Phone, sit on top of knife. YouTube eat? No. No, they don't want to be friends. They're being assholes. My phone and my knife don't like to work together. I think they're jealous of me. Anyways. Yeah. What we do. Fuck, I should probably have this where you can actually see what I'm doing. Damn it.